Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Summit 4. We're getting ready for game number 2 here as Root Gaming has jumped out to a 1-0 advantage versus Pain Gaming. But WinteR, it was not the smoothest win. Not the smoothest win. Not a baby's bottom level of smooth.
But the end result is what matters.
Yes. It was rough, it was rocky, but they take game 1. So let's hop into the draft. Let's see what the teams are cooking up in game number 2. Despite the Broodmother not really paying off for Pain, they don't want to play against it, so they will ban it here. First phase.
I'm not sure if Brood actually plays the Brood, because I haven't watched their games too much.
I'm not sure if they do either. They're also using a stand-in now as well. So
recently, with the rise of the Brood, I guess it's fair that most of the teams, I would say, would actually start to probably prioritize in banning Brood in the first phase, because usually how you deal with Brood is you just pick a counter, but nowadays it seems like teams don't really care if you have a counter towards Brood. It's just to force you to put resources in dealing with
2-3 heroes to counter the Brood. And
yeah, and it gives...
That's what happened in the Secret versus Vega series. They give away the Brood, and then they spend... sorry, it was EG versus Vega. And then they spent like 4 picks trying to counter it.
It's also not allowing the opponent to do greedy carries, you know.
Yeah.
The carries nowadays, a lot of the carries are really weak against Brood. Like what Root had actually, that game was actually really weak against Brood, honestly. But they just didn't manage to actually help the Brood early enough to actually allow the Brood to actually take control. And we mentioned that she didn't go for the Midas, and the momentum of the game sort of didn't go too well because they pushed without Aegis, so the Brood didn't seem too effective. But I still think Brood is actually a really strong hero now, and we'll see Pain open with one of the arguably strongest heroes in the patch right now. The Tusk is, even though with the nerfs, I still think that Tusk is a very good opening, very strong, very versatile. You can do support, you can do offlane.
It doesn't give anything away. So
yeah, it doesn't give anything away. And you have good control over the Roshan pit with the Sigil. You have a stun that goes through magic immunity. What more could you ask for that hero? And you have a fissure. Sort of a fissure.
Yeah, and you can pull back the creep waves as well. Which
and
is
you
nice.
have a miniature disruption. A semi-disruption.
Yeah, I've yet to see a game where it's like you blink Snowball and save like your entire team from an epicenter, but I still hold out hope that one day.
That was at TI
yeah.
against EG. See that against EG.
That's true. But outside of that, it hasn't happened very often.
So Root goes back to their Wyvern once more. You go for mass AoE control against Snowball. That's something teams usually go for. And Wyvern is overall, I still think it's a... I mean, even if it got nerfed, it's still a really good hero. I think at the end of the day, with the like every one of his other spells are just really good. You know, the Splinter Blast, good at defending, long range. Arctic Burn is a great laning spell. Cold Embrace is probably his best spell, I say, overall in the whole game.
Cold Embrace.
Yeah, even sometimes more valuable than the ultimate, since the ultimate got nerfed against BKB.
Yeah, well, it's not nearly as good against like an IO partner necessarily. If you're tiny, you get a BKB. Won't be hurting the little squishy old ball.
Shadow Shaman.
First phase Shadow Shaman. That is out of left field. So this hero, the shackles were buffed. They do more damage, right?
Shackles were buffed.
Normally players only get 1 point in it anyway, but shackles of all spells got the buff. Not his move speed, not his base stats or his armor.
I see a plan coming out from Root. They're on Dire. They pick the Shaman early. So probably they want to go for... I'm not sure if they want to go for a mid-Shaman. We used to see this a lot in the past.
Just for early Roshan?
Yeah, I think they want to have a plan with they get Roshan, they push. It's probably one of those things that when you pick a support like Shaman early on, you have to have a plan from the get-go that you want to do this in this game.
Yeah. Seems like they may have a heavy dose of physical damage planned here as they will remove the Dazzle.
The TA is really weird though, because Wyvern is usually a really good counter pick towards TA because of how TA works. You just want to burst down one target with heavy physical damage, and Embrace basically makes it not possible for the TA.
They definitely need some magic damage here.
But
Tusk doesn't bring that much.
But they do have a really good combination. The Sigil plus the traps. I could see something like Undying working for them. Undying or Visage with their lineup. It's a very C-deck type
and
of
you
lineup.
see a Shaman, so you know their lanes are likely to be a bit weaker.
Good luck, have fun, Shadow Shaman, Tusk Undying.
It's okay, he'll just shackle them for a little bit of extra damage.
Yeah, right. Shackle him for that extra
Was that the
damage.
only... I think there was one other buff that was actually decent. But
Really? I thought that's the only buff you got.
maybe it was the only buff. We need to print out the patch notes so we just have them handy. Well, while I'm looking it up, let's see. What other team's going to ban here? Ember gets removed by Pain. A pseudo counter to TA, perhaps, but no longer available. And Root yet to really show their hand. Like, sure, they picked the Shaman, but we don't know he's going mid by any means. Could definitely still be a support. Though, if an Undying comes out, that will make the lanes very tricky.
Yeah, I think Root has to sort of consider that.
Oh, the cooldown for Shackles also got reduced.
Yeah.
From 16 to 10.
So it's just that basically that one spell that got buffed. But right now, Root has to consider the options that Pain might have a really strong dual lane. Even with the TA, it's like, in mid-game, it's so powerful with the Undying. You're not running away from the zombies, the sigil, and the traps. So that is going to be a huge problem for Root if they actually somehow decide not to ban it and Pain go for it. They have really weak support against that. So it has to be on their minds right now. That is very hard for Shaman to deal with. Maybe if you just put the mid Shaman, then you don't have to worry about that. But I'm not sure though. Mid Shaman against...
Even a mid Shaman against a Tusk is going to be tricky.
Mid Shaman against TA... so with the buff on the Shackles, you actually remove... What, the refraction?
At level 1, it's still the same damage, by the way. You have to skill it up
okay.
to get the benefit.
So they have a hero that deals with refraction, Bat Rider, so I think that they're going to go back to their comfort pick. Maybe just go for the mid Bat Rider once more. And Pain has a very typical 6.84 draft or 6.85 draft. It's still the same meta overall. The Gyro, TA, Tusk, and... I mean, if they pick Undying now, it's like, I don't know what's going to happen to...
There's also no easy way to kill the Tombstone here for Root.
Yeah, they have really, really good heroes right now. Very good synergy between their heroes. Very suitable for the current patch, which encourages everyone to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. So Undying is just really suitable.
That's the other thing that's tricky with Shadow Shaman is teams are fighting all the time, but his ultimate has quite a long cooldown.
Root can also pick... Root can also pick the Undying, but even though Shaman has a long cooldown on the ultimate, but if you're able to actually use it at the right time to secure an important objective...
Yeah. Get a tower, get a Roche.
Yeah, get a tower, get a Roche. It could still work out for them since it's a support. Unlike like if you pick a Queen of Pain solo mid, then you can see it maybe affecting you more because you want to roam around and get kills. But for Shaman, maybe it's less of an issue. Huh. Is this offlane Wind Ranger?
Normally we see her mid, and that would make it probably the Monkey's hero in that case, with Zwan potentially taking over the Bat Rider.
Battle Bat Rider on the rise.
The Battle Rider.
But Pain is going to actually go for the Bat Rider, the counter to the Bat Rider.
Oh, we're finally seeing it. We mentioned her earlier today. Vengeful Spirit emerges from her long slumber.
And boy,
it has been a long, long nap.
Very good synergy with their heroes. Like the minus armor is basically beneficial to all the three heroes, the Tusk, the TA, and the Gyro. So they have a really good lineup built around dealing physical damage right now. So for Root Gaming, they have the Wind Run to actually counteract that. They have the Cold Embrace. But Bat Rider is going to get roasted. Shaman is going to get roasted. So Ghost Scepters would be really key pickups for the supports this game.
Yeah, I guess Venge is also decent against
Root bans out the Doom.
He showed his efficacy in game number 1, so obviously a much needed ban.
I could see that the Bat offlane or the Wind Ranger offlane both working out for them. But if you talk about winning your lane mid against TA...
This is a really good roaming draft. That's the one thing the Venge gives you that we haven't discussed. Tusk, Venge, if those heroes ever show up in a lane, or Gyro TPs to gank.
But if they lane the Wind Ranger mid, then it'll be probably difficult to gank though.
Yeah. Really comes down to if you get a good shard strat more than anything.
And against a Tusk, I talk about this a lot when I'm watching the games, is the opposing team against a Tusk. One of the key things to do early is to get the wards on the river. It's like dealing with Spirit Breaker when you have a offlane hero that can roam towards middle to get a kill. You want to have vision around the river area or maybe even a high ground ward, because then you force him to either smoke to gank, which is highly unlikely early on. If it happens, then
then they blow a smoke.
Yeah, then they blow a smoke. You don't have a choice, right? But it's really crucial to have vision around the
top lane, I guess.
The top lane, the river area, so you can actually see those rotations.
Aha! Root Gaming.
What is
Curveball here. The Chaos Knight comes out.
Is this?
He's got the minus armor for Roshan now.
So this is the carry for them, right?
Yeah. Actually, they're a very good Roche lineup. You get the minus armor from the Chaos Knight crit. You've got the wards. You've got the focus fire.
Physical damage on physical damage draft.
Dazzle was a good ban. But a curveball now is Pain Gaming. Add a little extra ice to their life.
Okay, so this is, I can see this is just basically a reaction towards the cold embrace, which could be a problem, because you get the ice blast on the target and you don't regenerate from the embrace.
They have good magic
And they
damage
have
now. They already have rocket
they have
barrage.
a very good lane, so I could see them putting the gyro, bench and A, aggressive tri lane. I could see it working against the CK. But then again, then you have so it's gonna be a Zhuan Wind Ranger. So it's gonna be a Tusk versus Wind Ranger. If you actually do the aggressive tri lane, it's gonna be Tusk versus Wind Ranger. We saw Tusk beating Quap. I guess I was doing the games with Dakota or Parker.
Do you think Tusk should beat Quap?
If you can dodge the poison with Snowball at the start, you can beat Quap. But against Wind Ranger, it's much difficult because Wind Ranger has much better range, much better harass from power shot. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult lane. And Tusk, as we can see here, TPs to top, going to place an Observer Ward. So I guess with that being done and the Venge TPs bottom as well, it's going to be a defensive tri lane. You don't really want to go aggressive once you actually commit so much gold early on to get those early wards with TP scroll.
Well, Pain Gaming looking for that early vision that you talked about, and that's a new emoticon. What's that one from? Never seen that before.
The horse.
Is that like a chess piece?
Yeah, the horse, the knight.
Oh.
Chess piece.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, is that from the compendium, maybe?
I
For the Frankfurt Major?
No idea.
Are you saying that you're not supporting esports, Winter? You don't currently own a compendium?
Kappa.
So Winter, for those who don't know, has this random habit of just saying Kappa out of nowhere. Sometimes he's not even trolling when he says Kappa. He just says it because he likes saying Kappa. So we've been like hanging out with him, having a conversation. He'll say something completely serious, then says Kappa, and he's not changing what he means by saying Kappa. He's just, it's like la. You're using it like la, like nice-ah. And nice-ah, same thing, but
I'm trying to blend in.
camouflage yourself. When in doubt, just be a memester. It's a good way to go in esports.
A good way to go indeed. But this game, CK has a lot of potential to do really well though, because they don't have much AoE apart from like cooldown. So
they also do have Ice Blast, which is not bad.
Yeah, but when it comes down to late game when CK has items, it's going to be very hard for them to deal with the illusions though. I think if you play the CK against the Gyro matchup in late game, you want to wait for him to actually expand his flat cannon in team fights, then you go in. Then the CK becomes unwinnable in the team fight when you don't have flat cannon. So they have to be really careful about using the flat cannons directly when you see the Phantasm. Then you pop your flat cannon, then you go and clear it. Packet loss.
The other issue for Pain is that, well, they actually do have good defensive abilities here. They have Swap, they have Snowball. I was going to say Root can also force those really chaotic fights, but it's going to come down to the Venge getting their levels. Sometimes we have seen these support Vengeful Spirits really struggle, as it looks like it's time to remake before we get underway with game number 2. All right. Got a good password for this game. Do you remember it?
Yes, I do.
All right. So we are remaking, folks. Apologies. The player's having some packet loss issues, so maybe a moment or two here before we get underway. How are you enjoying your stay in America so far?
Too much sugar.
Too much sugar?
Too much bacon.
When did you have bacon?
Just kidding.
I don't think you've even eaten bacon.
I only had pizza.
You've gone out for
pizza
for mostly Asian food, right?
Korean barbecue, the tofu place.
And tofu, yeah.
And we had Italian the other day.
Oh, that's true. We almost exclusively eat Asian food here, so we haven't been to Italian in like 2 years.
Yeah, but you don't really like Asian food. Your Asian food is American Asian food. Americanized Asian food.
Some of it is. Some of it's more traditional.
I don't think you like the traditional ones, as I recall.
I don't know. What would be an example of something that I haven't had that I wouldn't like?
The Vietnamese place that we just went to.
Pho?
Yeah.
I like pho. It's good.
You like pho? I thought you actually rather not have pho.
Well, I wasn't hungry. I didn't want to come to lunch earlier. That's not because I don't like pho.
Alright, you're making excuses.
I just woke up. I wasn't hungry.
Okay.
And now he's going to say kappa.
I wasn't gonna say Kappa.
But you just did. Aha! I gotcha.
So what, you're gonna make me pay a penalty, make me pay a fine
Mm-hmm.
because it's banned here at the house?
The word kappa is not banned. We're just giving you a hard time about it.
I'll make sure I will not use that word anymore so I don't get a hard time.
Rob, our producer, would say we should get a swear jar. So every time that you say kappa, you gotta put a penny in. Maybe a dime.
A penny in. It's not so threatening, you know.
Okay, $1. $1 every time you say kappa.
You
How
know,
many kappas do you think you're gonna say in the next month?
it's like being at a team house. If you smoke in the training area, you pay a fine. If you actually open YouTube when the captain is drafting, you get fined.
Really?
So you're making this feel like a team house now. You get fined for saying kappa.
Have you had that on your previous teams?
Some teams do. My team's not.
Mushi's team? Does Mushi's team have a fine?
I can tell you one of their rules.
What?
Because they have Black and Chrissy on the team,
Uh-huh.
they are only allowed to speak English.
The whole team?
And then every time when I go to the house, I like start speaking Mandarin to to Eric, the
And
manager,
they yell at you?
and they're like, Black is like looking at me. You broke the rule, and Eric is supposed to be the one always enforcing the rule.
Is he a strict disciplinarian, Mr. Eric?
He's always the one that is
Breaking the rules.
guilty of breaking the rules.
It's okay, they've got Mushi to be the commander.
And then I go there, I'm like casually, oh, I speak Mandarin to Eric, and everyone's like, especially Black, will be like staring. And then he's like, he always gives me the.
But doesn't he like he likes practicing his Mandarin though?
Yeah, but they made the rule.
Yeah, so now he's okay. So now that's the game changer.
And then he always lets me go because I don't really stay at the house, so the rule technically doesn't apply to me, but it applies to everyone else.
How is Black finding Malaysia? Is he enjoying his stay there?
He likes the food. He probably doesn't like the weather because you sweat so much.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably doesn't like the haze there now because it's really hazy.
Smog season.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't like the pubs there as well.
So he likes the food and nothing else, is what I'm hearing.
He likes his teammates.
Well, considering he spent so much time with them, very important. So guys, we are
And
reloading into the game here.
He likes badminton.
Just waiting on one observer.
He's really good at badminton.
Yeah? Does the team play a lot of badminton?
Yeah, Mushi likes to play badminton.
Is he good?
He is. If the world number 1 in badminton is 6K MMR, Mushi in badminton would be 5K.
I think you're afraid that Mushi might be
Okay,
listening.
4.5K.
I still think you're being generous. I get this sense.
Black is like 4.3K.
Yeah.
And the players from the national team would be 5K.
Not even 6K? Oh, you mean compared to other...
Yeah, the best are 6K.
Okay. Who's the best nation at badminton?
Malaysia and China.
Okay. So shouldn't the national players be 6K?
Okay, 6K.
Or 7K?
And then the world
It should
number...
be 8K.
The
if they're the best
world
in the
number
world.
1 is 7.5K. Whatever.
All right, anyway, we're back in the game, guys. The teams are picking up their heroes again, so we'll get back into it. Had a quick remake for good old Waga. Had some packet loss issues.
Good old Waga. You do realize you're older than Waga.
It's an expression. It's like good old Waga. You know, it's like...
But you don't say good...
it's in the term of endearment.
You don't say good old Rob or good old Parker.
I'm not casting their games.
Yeah, but okay.
If I'm casting their games,
I lost. I lost.
All right. So now that you've lost, we can move on with our lives. We'll cast a game of Dota 2. How's that sound?
Sounds good. We'll cast a game of Dota 2 and then we'll eat some Asian food after this.
Are you gonna cook?
I'm gonna make you eat the food.
Okay. I don't know if I like the sound of that, but let's focus on Dota for now here. So Pain, on the Radiant side, they do the double TP this time. Only did a single before the remake.
They did the same thing before.
Did they? I didn't see the
they
bench.
TP'd both the
Okay,
bench.
so they do the same. They get their aggressive wards down.
There has to be some kind of rule, right? If there's a remake, you actually have to do the same wards and everything the same.
Generally, yeah. I mean, this was so early that I don't even think a ward had gotten planted yet.
Okay. So we'll see standard lanes, Wind Ranger off lane. I'm not sure if he's going to get any help because they have Shaman and Wyvern. Wyvern probably will be roaming and helping middle more with the Arctic Burn. Usually that's how you start with Wyvern. You drop a burn on the mid laner and then you go stack. You go stack one medium camp and then you go back to your lane and then you have another burn. So that's generally how you play Wyvern. Have we actually introduced...
I think Waga's Mafia, by the way.
Have we introduced the players from the last time? Can't remember.
For which side? Pain?
For
I think we tried to, and then I can't even say two of their names because they're symbols. So, yeah, we did introduce the players in game number 1.
Okay, so Bounty Rune, let's see, one apiece, I guess. But we usually see Radiant side contest the top rune though, and the Dire side contesting the bottom rune. But this time it will be the opposite because probably Pain didn't feel that confident because the opponent has CK. So they can definitely contest the rune if they want to. So we see Dub going to help Monkeys Forever with the block, and he's going to be doing a lot of stacking for the bat to actually get his blink. And this time round, good news for him, there's no Greedy Doom stealing his jungle.
Yeah, Monkeys will definitely be pleased. Also no Spectre. You've got a carry that can get involved a bit earlier here for Root, which is perhaps a refreshing change of pace for them. They're going to make their early rotation onto Swan. They have the bench stun, but no boots. Can't quite get in range.
Huh. But usually when the AA buys everything, he should have go for boots, right? Unless they bought something. Huh, that's weird. Maybe he actually bought the wards. I didn't pay attention, but... So right now, the Venge... He's down. That's why you see nowadays with the TP scroll getting cheaper and cheaper, and someday maybe the dream is to get a free TP scroll. You can actually just TP.
You get gold for buying a TP scroll. That's going to be the final evolution.
So you get interest.
Yeah. So, there's your first blood. Tavo gets caught out top lane. Looks like a simple chaos bolt.
He didn't get a really good eye shots block at the start. He only got one creep on the spot where you do as clockwork a lot. So he didn't able to get the creeps pushing towards his side. So generally when you see Tusk do this at level 1, you expect him to get at least one level, you know. And they didn't able to deboard this as well. So they didn't manage to get the deboard on the Observer here. And bottom lane, we see a stun onto Zhuan.
Swan running back the other way, wants to stay as far as he can from that gyrocopter. One more auto attack. No chance. Cat able with the long range lob of an auto attack to get the kill there.
He just tried to KS maybe one more creep, like get one more creep before he died. Get that value, and he's now going to pass his Observer back towards the base so they can actually use it somewhere else. And the Shaman is not going to be able to get this ward. This ward is extremely well placed because the sentry here doesn't really, it barely actually sees this ward, and the ward actually still blocks the spawn. And they actually gave one other sentry ward to Zhuan at the start, so they didn't have the luxury of having 2 sentry.
So they continue to dual lane mid here. The TA still farming reasonably well. Has 17 wand charges already. I guess this is one of those rare situations where it's good to get the upgraded stick as quickly as possible for the extra charges.
Against 2 heroes in mid, Bat Rider and Zeus, you actually can afford to go for that upgraded wand at the start of the game. And right now we see Dub going back to stacking Ancients. Sorry, not Ancients, but just normal neutral camps for the Bat Rider to use after he gets his levels. So he's gonna be able to get, I imagine, a faster blink timing than the last game if he goes back for the same build, which is brown boots and bottle into his dagger.
They may continue to try to make moves on Swan bottom lane. They will have a bench stun here and not gonna use it.
Yeah, he's fine. He's gonna be able to survive even if they drop a stun on him.
Oh, TA, so much burn damage coming out mid lane. He does have the stick charges. Doesn't pop it, probably would have died anyway. Hangs on to them for the
He had a really good chance to survive that though because his reflection was coming off cooldown. So if he was able to survive long enough for that, the Venge would have probably saved him though. So it's kind of surprising that he didn't try to. Maybe he just waited too long. He wanted to wait for the last second to pop your wand charges so you get the maximum out of it. But it's going to cost him his life, and he's going to TP back to the lane, and we see bottom lane Zhuan getting cold fitted, but he's able to escape.
Monkeys also got to be a bit cautious here. Firefly was cooling down, and they do get the kill. Meanwhile, Bat Rider barely able to survive. Now turns Going back onto Cat. They need some backup here. Tusk snowballing his way forward. He's just barely going to get the stun off. Doesn't have the mana for the shards, though, so Monkeys gets the kill, and then he skates away, flapping home to safety after forcing the 3-hero rotation. Even sticks around for an auto attack. Got to be careful about those side blades, though.
Yeah, it's the change, the recent nerf to eye shots where you have more mana cost at level 1. That proved to
definitely made the difference there.
Yeah, a really big difference maker.
Haste today, oh, where's he going? Oh, Chilling Touch also deployed, trying to finish off Monkeys. This could be bad. This could be very bad. The shackles come out now. Still only level 1. They blast the AA down to the low ground, and he will melt to the Flame Break. So Batrider now with 2 kills in the mid lane. 1,300 gold. This is before he farms his stacks.
He's going to wait for his bottle. Yeah, he's going to get his blink. Maybe 6 minutes. If he clears this stack, this is probably about 500-600 gold. Yeah, so he's going to get it very early, maybe minute 7 or minute... Oh, there's another stack here. Okay, he's definitely going to get it at minute 7.
Unless they gank him right about now.
Which is not that possible.
Yes, definitely not. So it's happening. The fast blink is definitely in the cards. And they have managed to slow down the Templar Assassin, which is where, if you're Pain Gaming, WinteR, feels like 4DR is going to have to be the aggressive for this team and make a lot of plays early.
He has a TP at level 6, so he definitely has that getting ready for him. He's ready to rotate whenever he sees an perfect opportunity to actually make his cooldown useful, but I think he's going to probably save it for the Batrider gank. If the Batrider has blink and then he ganks the other lanes, you have a TP to call down.
Derp. Tanking a cooldown. That is on cooldown for 50 seconds now. Also going to have to pop a salve here.
Are you sure he was tanking that call?
No. He took one. Took a missile to the face.
So Bat has his blink right now. After he finishes this huge stack. He should be able to get all the last hits.
He's gonna steal so many. But we'll get Hex now. Turn on Monkeys though. Oh no, the shackle as well. This could be so disastrous for TA, but Batrider a bit too low to engage. Venge just creeping in. They have the trap. Now committing, throwing out the Wave of Terror, forcing Frugas back, and he took quite a few of those creeps.
Yeah, but he still got majority. The Bat still got majority of it. And
still has the blink.
He has his blink right now.
I think he was trying to line up a Psyblade to kill the Bat. Oh, might be dead here. Pulled back into the tower into an instant. 3 seconds stun. Waga getting way more lockdown than even required there.
Let's see where the Bat goes. For bottom lane, you probably want to have a smoke because that's mostly a lane ward. Unless he wants to try to bait. Yeah, he's going to go bottom.
Lane ward is there.
They should be able to see him.
4DR doesn't get off the cooldown. Doesn't get anything off, in fact, as the Wyvern will auto-attack him now. Has the stick charges popping. The cooldown actually gets pushed back a bit.
Oh no, that was bad. That flame break was actually...
Pause. But it has the damage over time. He's already used stick. He made...
I think he's
50 damage per second here, but only 1 second left.
Oh no, that's still active. Yeah, he might actually still die.
He might still die.
Yeah, but that was not ideal flame.
Oh, and he's got the sticky napalm. So yeah, I think he's probably dead here.
Right. It didn't have to be that close though. I think they probably should have...
Unfortunate for Pain because it looked like 4DR should have had a second if he was very quick to drop the call down. He has the lane ward, so he did see the Bat coming. And the Bat didn't instantly lasso.
The thing is, like, the ward is actually a little bit different from the normal spot. It's actually further back, so it actually spotted him quite late. If it was the normal spot, I would probably say yes, he would have been able to react fast
all the way up here. He still had like a second.
Yeah, he definitely had time, but it's just he was focusing on last hitting though, so sometimes when you... That extra half second would actually make a difference.
But this is so big for Root if they get this kill, because that is the hero that needs to be the engine for the comeback. TA has been shut down. Tusk is doing... how's he doing? Level 5. He's doing okay in the offlane, but definitely not great.
They have an observer ward to scout and actually block the ancient stacking for the TA as well. So overall, Root has been really diligent in making sure that they are removing all the comeback mechanics for the TA. Right now, basically the biggest one is the ancients area and killing the gyro as well. So they basically shut down both of their cores if they're actually going to get this kill. We'll see.
Alright, back to the action where Gyrocopter does go down to the last burn damage. The turn, though, comes from the Age Apparition. Derp will drop, but the trade may be Monkeys grabbing another kill. They've got a Batrider problem. As The Napalm continues to stack up. Flame Break available if he can just get the mana for it, and he's got it. Doesn't even need the Flame Break, just a blink auto attack gets the job done. Monkeys forever, 5-0-0 at 8 minutes. Another 1,200 gold already banked up.
I'm actually thinking what he wants next though. Either bots or force stuff. I think force stuff would still be good though. Bots is like, it's still a really good option if you're having such a great start though. So both options are possible for the Bat Rider here. I think bots is more overall much greedier because it's gonna make you want to farm more when you get a bots. You want to like occupy the enemy jungle like how Bone 7 plays is bad. You want to take away as much farm as possible from the enemy team.
I mean, WinteR, he's going to have a 4-step possibly before Venge has swapped.
Well,
I guess getting the Ancient Experience will help.
You don't see that too often.
And the level 1 swap, I mean, they did improve the range a bit. It's still not great, though.
I think in this sort of game, you can also consider getting a U Scepter on bat. You blink in, you lasso the first target, then you use the bench, so you actually prevent him from actually swapping out the target.
They want Waga. They initiate with the Snowball. Call down to follow this one up, but he dodges the Venge stun. Not going to matter. Still will go down, gets off a couple pokes on that Vengeful Spirit, but successful kill while in the bottom lane. Monkeys continues to terrorize the Pain supports, making his way onto the Ancient Apparition.
Man,
no easy escape. He's going for the Quelling Blade Midas Rush, but one more auto tech, doesn't even need it. The burn damage gets the job done. They force out the gyro rotation, and guess what? They're smoked, and they're looking for the Copter. No cooldown to turn this. No supports in sight. Does anyone even have a TP? No time to talk about it because the lasso's already come out. Blitzer Blast flying through, and while that was happening, the Shadow Sham will also die bottom, or top lane rather, but the bigger kill, 4DR, likely to go down. Has the salve though. They need a little more damage here. Can't quite do it. Down to 6 HP. Monkeys commits for it. He'll get the job done. That's his 4-step already completed. Sub 10-minute force blink. Bat Rider has officially gone out of control.
This is a real terror right now with
this
the
is
force.
the dream Bat Rider start.
Yeah, this is definitely the dream start you have. He's gonna be able to do so much.
7 kills.
I think right now, because he's so scary, you can't really farm anymore outside. Even if you have your supports behind you, so what? You're not gonna be safe, you know, once you get lasso plus 4 stuff. So they have to farm generally in much safer and much more constricted area right now for Pain. So it's gonna hinder a lot of their growth as the TA and the Gyro didn't have a good early game. They need to rely on this Tusk, which also didn't have a good early game. So things are looking really bad for Pain right now.
Bat Rider, hey, what do you know? Diving Ancient Apparition again. We've seen this movie before, and it ends with a dead AA, but it may also end with the dead Monkeys as he 4-steps onto the high ground. In pursuit is the Templar Assassin, ever so close, but he bottles up, thinking about the re-engage on Cat. Could somebody please come kill this Bat Rider? 200 HP and diving the Venge. Blinky past the tower, still diving forward. Gets off the flame break. A little more auto. Wants that one auto attack of damage to get the kill. Sticky Napalm up to 5 HP, and then a blink from Swan will end him. But the Bat Rider has finally been killed off. The infection is over. Gives away a 900 gold bounty to the Tusk.
Not worth it though. 1,000 gold. That was. He would have been able to get out though after that kill. That was just way too greedy to try and get the second. I mean, at this point, killing a low-level support doesn't give you anything apart from that kill goal, which is not worth it. And you actually put yourself in such a big risk that even if say he gets that kill, the second kill, and he dies, it's still not worth it. So
well, the streak is over. So the Bat Rider has been slowed down officially.
The Bat Rider problem has been temporarily solved. It's still a big deal that he's so farmed right now.
They still don't have Swap, which is their only reliable tool to deal with it.
He's going to be needing a lane to get his level 6 though somehow. He needs someone to give him a lane to actually farm. And right now, if you look at Root's wards, they have really good wards at scouting all this jungling. And they have really... Like, look at the map. Like, top side, they have 2 wards. Bottom lane, they have also 2 wards. And the sentries from Pain didn't actually get to deward anything. They know there's vision up from Root, but they just don't know where. So this is going to make life for the Bat Rider easy. He's going to know where and when to gank.
Well, supports who aren't having trouble getting levels. Frugas at the top of that list.
Tavor's going to try and go on Swan here.
On the low ground, in comes... Oh, he runs back into the Ice Blast, but also away from Tavo.
He
didn't get off the Walrus Punch, and now may end up escaping here.
Wow.
Tavo has the shards, but it wouldn't be quite in time.
He was greedy though. He went for the snowball, and then he wanted to right-click once, then use the Walrus Punch. Usually you see players just, okay, snowball, get the You
instantly walrus punch.
just get the combo off, get the damage off, and you don't try to be too greedy. But they're being greedy there. Cost them a kill. And Monkeys, again, in a very advanced position. Dangerous territory.
Well, with all the wards, he does have a good sense of where these heroes are. Even starts throwing napalm on them while they're under the tower, and because there's no swap, they have no easy help for the TA. Refraction still on cooldown. The flame break burning him down further and further. Can he get off the refraction time? Just barely. He continues to immolate, though, almost immediately removing all of his defensive charges. Still in pursuit is Monkeys. He's killed off the other two while that was happening, and now he wants this TA kill as well. Blinking forward, flame breaks there. A couple more auto attacks, burning, and dead.
Wow.
Monkeys just doing work on the mid lane.
Well played.
The gyro also died when he TP'd in, so it ends up being 3 heroes in total falling there. Both big carries, and, well, Venge now she has swap, but she dies again as well.
This time the aggression pays off and redeeming himself from the last situation that he got himself in.
It's the wards. Derp has done an amazing job of those wards. There's no way Batrider goes for that without good vision.
They're going to have a Mass Serpent ward in 20 seconds. So we'll see whether they actually use... I think with the armlet on the CK, they can use the CK as a tank against Roshan, and you drop the wards for... At this point, do you even give the Aegis to the CK? I think Batrider is the biggest hero. But you rarely get to say that Batrider is the biggest hero, you deserve the Aegis. And top lane, we're going to see Derp, the ward MVP for Root Gaming getting taken out there with the cooldown.
Well, his job, though, has generally been done. Gets them the vision, but will give up the kill. Pain definitely looking for more of that.
So the transition part for Root right now is to get vision control. So you want to get a gem sometime in the future to make sure that you remove all Pain's vision, and then they will be playing in the dark against the Batrider, which is...
Seems he wants
horrible.
BOTs.
Yeah, I think BOT first is fine, because gem too early is not that useful sometimes. So gem in the mid game for minute 20 to 25 is really good. Oh, he's going in.
Yay, the long range lasso instantly canceled by the swap, and now the hasted TA charges back. They might be able to kill off the Batrider. Yes, they will.
Yeah, that would have never happened if they have like no vision there. So that what little vision Pain has, allowing them to react to that Batrider again. It's generally a very aggressive, a dangerous thing when you run up the Ancients area there without knowing if there's a vision or not.
Yeah, maybe not thinking about the swap either.
Because
they had yet to see it.
They only did that because they had a really deep ward by Derp before, so they saw the TA farming. But it was just risky though, because sometimes when you're walking past potential vision in areas and you don't have sentry wards and you don't have smoke, because when you don't have gem, you want to have sentries or smoke, but he didn't have those two. So right now,
that will give the TA her Desolator, and she has fully caught up. Fully caught up. 1 and 3, still almost dead even with the Batrider.
Yeah.
And they're down 2 towers. Those Ancients really giving her a lot.
We did not see any smoke move. Okay, so they're going to make a smoke move right now. But
where do they go?
They don't have lasso. I mean, it's fine though. They just need to...
do they sneak the Roche here? Looks like they want to.
Yeah.
Alright. The new Chaos Strike going to come into play for sure. Armor reduction of 5. So he gets his crit.
A built-in medallion.
Yeah, that's a... With the medallion nerf, it definitely paves the way for Venge and... I guess now Chaos Knight to potentially be more valuable pickups.
Smoke action here.
But Monkeys, he's got the trump card. He's no swap out, but TA will run in anyway. Still the Desolator. Got to be careful about how you engage the Shackle. Connects from long range. The shards come in, pushing Frogos back towards the Roshan. And now almost killing off everybody. The TA forced back quickly. Too low to fully engage. Monkeys up to the high ground. Waga committing for the Aegis. Will grab it. He was clipped previously by the Ice Blast, but... should be relatively okay now. Jumping forward, has the armlet, toggles it on, and starts slowly hacking away at 4DR, trying to beat the propeller off of this little helicopter man, and will do it in the end. 3 heroes down, chasing for more. Zwan on the hunt, looking for Tavo. Shackle's there. Focus fire activated, and will lay into him. Snowball, where's he going? Trying to blink forward, gets the uppercut, kills off the Wind Ranger. Tavo with a pretty nice play there. Ends a killing spree as well. Still on the run, though, and Batman on cleanup duty. We'll get the next kill, and they're not even done yet, WinteR. They're also diving onto Cat. That minus armor doing some pretty big work here. Cat, dropping low. Swap back out, trying to survive, but they do have an Aegis going for round 2. Derp may go down here. Shatters under the tower. Cat juking.
The sigil.
Trying to sneak away. The sigil, very frustrating. Waga just needs a little bit of vision. The stun. The jukes. Maybe the turn, the cooldown coming through. Now Waga, has he overextended? Has he fed away the Aegis here? Cat has 1 stick charge. There's a 3-second disable. Waga just scrambling back as quick as he can, trying to get out of here. And finally, the Bat Rider arrives, but this is not going to stop the TA, who also runs in. They do end up losing the Vengeful Spirit to the burn damage of the Bat Rider on the backside of the fight. 40R could be next. The 2 hero shackle coming out from Swan. And now looking for a bit more. We'll finish off the TA as well. 3 heroes down again, and Waga leads them on a merry chase before finally sprinting the trap and executing them all.
Apart from some overextensions, but this has been a Bat Rider clinic given by Monkeys Forever though. This is exactly how you want to play Bat.
They have 21 kills. He's been in on 19 of them.
Yeah, he's controlling the whole tempo of the game.
This reminds me of the old days when Bat Rider was the
caught out here in mid lane.
Flapping terror, though. He may go down here. Oh, 8 HP. 8 HP. Monkeys living life on the edge, but he lives to tell the tale.
He has 1.8k gold right now. So let's see if he... I think either you go for a gem or you go for... BKB is fine as well this game, but I definitely personally feel like the use would be useful against the bank swap. But either way, it's all items that is possible good choices for him here. So we'll see what he goes for right now. But I definitely think the gem is a really crucial item to go for as Bat in this situation.
Yeah, he's going BKB for now, it looks like. Grabs the Ogre Club. So no early gem pickup. Maybe a support will buy one. We'll find out.
Don't bully the supports, man. Your Bat is so rich.
Fast BKB is... It's not... I guess it's not that amazing this game. But who cares about BKBs? Monkeys, he's even hanging onto the lasso here. He's going to save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, he's been really very good at knowing when to save the lasso and when to use it. When he doesn't need it, he doesn't waste it.
Should get the bottom tower off of this one with the double damage run up on the Wind Ranger. Easily will finish it off. Gets the last hit as well. Tavo on the hunt.
Top lane dub. He might actually go down here.
This is a dangerous tower dive. But if he can combo him, no chance for Derp to react. Uppercut comes through. Call down finishes the job. And Tavo will look to retreat out now. Has the mech available if they want to push a bit more. Just pop it.
Waga's going to have his Phantasm up when he arrives at top lane. So we'll see
and
the
guess
Bat
who's
Rider.
Coming? The guy who saved his lasso. Monkeys forever.
It's not a BKB, it's an Aghanims, by the way. He has a point.
Okay. I like that curveball. And he's almost got the Ags as well.
I'm not sure if that would be too useful though, because everyone will be sort of spread out. But we'll see whether if he actually makes the... I mean, it does give him a lot of solo kill potential. Mid lane, we see Fogos going in.
Oh, that swap from Cat actually almost bringing the Shaman back towards safety while the Wind Ranger does the heavy lifting. Curse coming out, killing off the TA. Now Cat in a lot of danger. Not long for this world. The Venge will drop as well. 2 more bite the dust, and now they may even lose Tavo, who's been scouted out in the river trying to backstab or sideswipe Rude Gaming. No real way out of this one as long as they have a stun, and they've got multiple. Tavo, TP canceled, will drop as well. 3 kills.
Man, that damage...
Waga just kind of here to congratulate the team.
That damage over time was such a really big change for Bat Rider.
He's much more of like a solo killing machine when he needs to be.
Yeah, with the Aghanims, it's going to allow him to solo kill, I think, basically anyone. No one has BKB. So once you get the lasso off with like 1 or 2 napalm stacks, you're basically dead with the Firefly plus the Aghanims.
And you can't really run from that guy either. He's always the master of slowly wearing people down. It's nice to see Bat Rider again. One of my favorite heroes. I know he's your favorite. You have to be happy.
Haste Rune. One of his favorite runes for Bat. Wow, the dives!
The aggression, Monkeys. He doesn't give a crap at all. He's even thinking about going back in.
He has to be careful not to give away kills now. Top lane, they're gonna get the... Okay, poor TA.
There used to be a TA top. There is no longer such a creature occupying this mortal plane. Back to the well with her.
Creature? TA is a creature? And we're gonna see a lasso by the creature of the bat here. That is the real creature.
I can't argue with your zoology, WinteR. You win this one. But I'll be back.
So you're trying some Arnold Schwarzenegger. From Lord of the Rings to Terminator.
And everywhere in between. Little Game of Thrones to spice up your life as well. Have you watched? You haven't watched Game of Thrones, have you?
No.
Oh, you're definitely watching it while you're here. Whether you like it or not.
No, I'm gonna be busy playing my pubs.
Okay. Well, you can watch while you're playing pubs. During your breaks.
Just look at how Mr. Gorman is treating me here at the house.
So abusive, making you watch amazing television, feeding you good food, giving you cats to cuddle with, even though you don't like cats because you
I'm a dog
must
person.
be evil.
What?
Well, I'm also a dog person, but
If you don't like...
there's a difference between preferring dogs and not liking cats, though. And you don't like cats.
well...
Do you disagree? Am I speaking incorrectly?
I just like dogs more. I can't really say I don't like the cats.
You're neutral on them. All right. I'll rescind my comment.
I just have to say the cats at the house don't like me.
Well, maybe they sense your... They can sense your impatience with them. Ooh, the double gem grab. Tusk's gonna risk it. So how does a gem help Pain here?
When you're losing, you have to get a gem to reclaim control of the map against Bad Rider. So I think regardless of winning or losing, gem is still a crucial item. If you're winning, the gem allows you to go further ahead. And when you're losing, the gem allows you to come back into the game.
So do you think, is your gem logic the same as the Midas logic? When you're really far behind, sometimes you need the Midas to have a chance to catch up, and when you're already ahead, get farther ahead with the Midas?
Yeah, basically it's the same with the Vision game. So we'll see a Desolator from Juan as well here with his Aghanim. So he's going to be able to dish out massive amounts of damage. And they have Deso plus the...
And meanwhile, TA just has a Deso.
Yeah, they have the Deso plus the minus armor from Waga with his crit. So they have a lot of minus armor going on to buff up the whole team's physical damage. And it's very useful for the wards as well. And we see another lasso here. He's going to put him on the cliff.
Taken again.
Wow, he's not putting him on the cliff. Okay, I think
just pulled him a bit farther than he intended to.
Yeah. But you could see how much damage he was dealing with the Aghanims there. I was like, if he was in a worse position, I think the Bat could have solo killed the TA. But because TA was very near to the base, he was not taking any chances trying to solo kill him there. If he would have actually putted him on the cliff, I think it would have forced at least the bench to swap him, but he would still live, I guess. Haste Rune again for Monkeys Forever. Just like his game hasn't been going good enough, and they gave him another Haste Rune.
Ice Frog knows no mercy. You fool.
You mortal fool.
I still like your Doom impression. I think that's my favorite.
You
are doomed. You are doomed. Let's see if we get to see him.
When the right situation arises, maybe I'll do it.
Pain are wrapping around now.
Gem hunting, you know? This is gem hunting.
Oh man, this is the hardest possible here to gank. They do even scout him with the Wave of Terror, but good luck actually catching him. Shards coming out as well. Monkeys hanging around. Like
he's gonna try and lasso someone to kill when they're retreating.
Yeah, first he'll deal with the ward, maybe the sigil.
Let's see what's on the horizons for them. Roshan is gonna respawn soon, so that's probably the last thing they need. I don't think they need any more items though. Everyone has their items. Waga's going for probably a Manta. I think Manta or Skadi is good here for the CK. Both are really solid options. And probably you put the Aegis on him and then you start sieging. So that's going to be the plan for Root. They're going to be looking to finish the game in the next...
They're so good at breaking the base, actually.
Yeah, with the Shaman Wards and Phantasm.
And Focus Fire with a Deso.
And Batman.
I guess.
Okay, here we go, Batman.
Alright, taken again. Somebody call Liam Neeson. This Templar Assassin's in all kinds of trouble. Swapped out. Burning, though, ever so quickly. And Frogos, of all things, is going to jump in. Finishes the drop. Drops the wards as well. I guess it's outside the base. Small consolation. It's going to be a very nice call down there, which will cost the Shadow Shaman his life. But 3 heroes down. Root on the verge. They're close.
I can tell you that Liam Neeson is not going to be able to save Pain Gaming.
Nothing can save you now.
They're in too far of a hole right now for them to be able to get saved. I think it's really difficult for Pain already. They have to rely on Root making some sort
Speaking of good runes, by the way.
Speaking of good runes, double damage from win rate. But it's really difficult for Pain to win right now. They have to rely on Root actually messing up things. You know, some sort of big mistake that allows them to actually capitalize and kill everyone.
I'm just not sure who the hero is that can have like make the big play for them. They don't have like a Darkseer or an Earthshaker.
Yeah, that's why I suggested
Faceless Void type.
You remember in the drafting phase I suggested Undying, so they have a very strong lane to punish the Shaman pick. Because if you let Shaman get away, it's one of the best supports. It's just like Lion. You offer so much to your team. You get your wards down, you get Roshan, you push towers, you have a lot of disable with the Hex and the Shackles. So when you let something like a Shaman get away from the opponent, like you get levels on the hero, you want to have a good, exchange, or if you're not punishing him. And this game I don't really see any good exchanges apart from AA, and they didn't even really use the early Ice Blast to get a lot of kills because the Bat Rider was like busy killing the AA the whole game.
Busy massacring. Yeah.
He's busy melting the Iceman.
Hey, he's still got farm though. He's got the level 2 ultimate. He went back for a Midas, Yules as well. Surprisingly, I don't want to say good recovery because he was always given a lot of farm priority for support, but he still managed to get his items. Now the question will be, can he get like that big Aghanim Scepter type pickup? We'll see. For now, they are working on the Roshan, so I'm going to go to work here.
I actually highly doubt he's going to finish that before the game ends, because Root is going to look to finish the game with this.
Oh, look what Rune Monkeys has! Another haste rune, and they bait out the Ice Blast. Great time to think about going in now.
Man, he's been playing so aggressive.
He doesn't care. They have no punish for this.
I mean, if the Tusk has a dagger, then maybe he can't play this aggressive, I guess.
Man, you know you're far ahead when the Bat Rider, by himself, scares the entire enemy team
off the tower. The Bat Rider is flying around your face and you can't do shit about it.
They're moving in mid now. Root R smoked up. Derp in front. Has the blink.
I guess they're waiting for Wara to finish this item. He has 3k gold, so if they're waiting for him to finish, and he's getting level 16, so he's gonna get level 16 plus Mentor, I guess. Then they're gonna look to finish the game. And they put the Aegis on what? Wind Ranger. Okay.
Shackle available, and they'll kidnap again. 40R just pummeled. No chance of a swap. It's not even close here. They got to worry about a Shackle as well, and I think the TA realizes it, blinking back to safety. But they will siege the tower using the Cold Embrace to tank a bit longer on the creep. Now wrapping around towards bottom. They're going to get high ground and quickly focus fire that tower down. Swan breaking in this base wide open.
Wagga is like, you guys got it. I don't even need to be here.
Oh, suddenly a wild TA appears down in the middle of the team fight and in a lot of trouble. Swap back up to the high ground, snowballing forward onto 3 heroes. Well played there by the Tusk, but still, they're going to lose the TA. Derp finishing the job. And now Swan looking for more, diving onto Tavo, blinking forward as the Bat Rider wants to finish him off. The rest of the team trying to swing around from behind, kill off Derp. Derp as well will fall, but ends up being a 3-for-1 around the map. Another monster kill streak well underway here for the Bat Rider as he continues pursuit. Diving in deeper, force staffing back, changes his mind. This guy is so maneuverable. And then even gets the flame break off. May kill off Cat. The GG's called, and while that's happening, a Courier even dies just to really rub salt in the wound. Wagga, like you said, AFK, taking the rack, securing the game. Root will grab it 2-0.
And once again, Bat Rider Clinic by Monkeys Forever. This is how the hero should be played when you get a really good start, and he just put too much fear, It's very hard to deal with him because they don't have good ways, The bench didn't have a swap for the Bat Rider for the most part of the game in the early phase, where Bat Rider was killing like the Gyro and the TA left and right, and the AA as well. And I just feel like they needed their lanes to go better though. Their heroes are, it's not like they got outdrafted, It's just, I felt like the lanes didn't go well for them. They probably should have prioritized getting another hero to lane with the Tusk so they can actually pressure the Shaman's lane. They just let Root get away from.
They went back for the Venge AA as their 2 supports, and they just didn't. We didn't really feel the impact.
That's why I was saying that they might actually want to consider tri-lane, Venge AA plus Gyro. Then they have the Tusk versus, Wind Ranger lane, which obviously it's not so good for the Tusk, but they are actually doing. I feel like
you at least get your levels.
You pressure the Shaman, it's better than just letting the Shaman pull and just get levels. And he gets level 6, you push your tower, you get Roshan, then what is the trade? There is no trade. They didn't get anything in return.
Just a Bat Rider clinic. I think that's the best way to put it. Maybe a hero that teams will even consider banning against Root if they can't find good solutions to it.
Yeah, this game was a big difference because we didn't see the greedy offlaner last game. The Doom was actually contesting his own Bad Rider's farm.
Yeah.
So this game, Bad Rider had a typical bad game. So you get the jungle, you get the lane, you get kills. He got about 9-minute, 10-minute blink force stuff with boots and brown boots and bottle.
There were some overextensions by Pain early. Like, they definitely helped feed monkeys. But once he got going, man, he really got going.
He really showed the potential of the hero, and I think his skill build is really good as well. I think you should always do max napalm, max firefly, and keep the flame break at level 1, and then you max the flame break last.
Okay. Yeah, S4 tried the other way. I'm not sure what build he's doing.
Yeah, because
right
you
now.
don't get the instant damage anymore, so I don't think maxing flame break rewards that much because all your spells deal more damage with napalm because of the damage.
And you already
instance.
get the DOT just from level 1 anyway. So.
Yep.
All right, guys. With that said, this wraps up match number 1, I should say. Root Gaming move along in the winners bracket. And as for Pain, they will be dropping down to the lower bracket. So we're going to have a break here. This was a 2-0, but a kind of long 2-0. Next match scheduled to start in 20 minutes, WinteR. So
No time for a pub.
No time for a pub. But we'll be back in 20 minutes, guys. Our next series will be underway then. Stick around. You're watching the Summit for America.